President Serge Sarkisyan, Ambassador Traian Hristea, head of the European Union Delegation to Armenia, Bradley Busetto, the United Nations resident coordinator in Armenia, and other government officials and Armenia-based diplomats participated in the groundbreaking ceremony of the new Bagratashen border crossing into Georgia. The government of Armenia received over 55 million euros, or $74.5 million, in loans and grants to construct the checkpoint. The September 27th ceremony broke ground in a bigger United Nations project to modernize 3 border crossing points in Georgia at Bavra, Bagratashen and Gogavan. The UN and the EU insist that efficient border management is important because it contributes not only to secure borders, but also to smooth movement of people and goods across borders, and to increase regional and international trade and transit. This is even more important to Armenia, whose land access to other countries is conducted largely through Georgia. At the groundbreaking ceremony in Bagratashen, CivilNet's Armenia spoke with UN resident coordinator Bradley Busetto and Ambassador Traian Hristea about the border crossing initiative and also about the significance of such border crossings in the context of Armenia's decision to sign the Russian-led customs union. The UN's Bradley Busetto spoke about his expectations about the project.
From the point of the United Nations and from UNDP, I mean, it's absolutely a landmark project. For me, what's really so interesting about it is that it's a true collaboration between, well, 3 key parties. Between, of course, the government of Armenia, the European Union, and UNDP as an implementing partner. And we're happy to be the sort of preferred partner of both the EU and the government. And this is actually a very rare and innovative thing that we would be brought in to play this role of actually managing this border project. And for me personally, this helps not just to facilitate the passage of people back and forth across the borders, but also free trade across the border. So it helps not just Armenia, but also of course Georgia, but also important for the government. It's a matter of security as well. So it hits a lot of areas that are really fundamental importance for the growth of the country.
Ambassador Hristea said that enhancing and facilitating cross-border trade based on European standards is in the interest of both the European Union and Armenia. He also spoke to CivilNet about Armenia's decision to join the customs union.
Well, I have to tell you that as we became aware about this statement as of 3rd of September, one of the main requests by the Armenian authorities is to continue to provide support in the reform process. And as I said a little bit earlier, in all the fields that we can engage our bilateral relations and that could bring additional development which will not be detrimental to the commitments under the customs union. Continuation of the reforms, promotion of human rights, democracy, rule of law, fight against corruption, mobility and sectoral cooperation will remain issues on our agenda.
CivilNet's Armenia asked, with Armenia joining a union where the level of democracy is quite low, will the European Union try to exert the same level of effort towards the democratization of Armenia?
You know, streamlining democracy, human rights and rule of law is one of the main and the most important objectives of the European Union. We were requested by the Armenian authorities under no circumstances to provide support in these fields, and we will do so. As for the assessment on the customs union, as I said, the European Union does respect fully the sovereign decision of each and every country. And I think this is what differentiates us from others.
According to Ambassador Hristea, Armenian authorities and the EU countries must still consult on the nature and political expectations of future relations. He said that many things will be clearer following the EU summit in Vilnius at the end of November. That is where Armenia was expected to initial the European Union Association Agreement, but that fell apart with President Sarkisyan's September 3rd announcement to the contrary.